So they put it together that there's major conflict between everybody, over near, far, wherever they are. But then they work together in secret groups to advance research in science and technology while strengthening their private banks and leaving our banks bankrupt. And the sad part is we didn't put them in their seats because we don't even truly know who they are. And they come from these universities where they're initiated, such as Harvard, Yale, Skull and Bones.
Secret Society at Yale University is warning students about an imposter. Skull and Bones, the Secret Society sent out a note to members of Yale's junior class with this.
And like I said, Harvard, in the Order of the Owl. Now think about this. George W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, John F. Kennedy, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Barack Obama all went to Harvard.
Or anything, I don't think he was all that smart, but he was smart enough to do reasonably well at Andover. It's still the hardest preparatory school in the United States it's the hardest one to enter, and more of its graduates go on to Harvard and Yale than than any other prep school in the United States. No, it's part of a class structure and a class education, and something that leads you to have a mild rather than a loud or aggressive voice. And I think people frequently construe an upper class, quiet, moderate voice as weakness, which.
And this isn't to say that these are the only schools that do this, but it's to say that there's something that's traceable here. And it's that the elite are being bred here in these elite schools with pipelines and secret societies. And these pipelines actually extend further beyond the state, beyond the nation, and outward. And they're all international academic associations, scholarships, conferences, research networks, and institutions, all these things. And that's the reason why you see many of these people sitting at Bilderberg meetings where AI is being discussed. And the WEF then suddenly goes out and says that our jobs are going to start being replaced by the millions. And then you say, oh, well, who's going to teach them the things they need to know in order to be successful and usher in the new agenda? That's the schools. And your education determines the type of job. It determines where you are in the workforce. And so many people who go to these schools are either in politics or somehow influence politics. So yeah, there's a hierarchy even when it comes to our education.